Hi everyone, welcome to Enjoy English. I'm Steven.
I'm Minnie.
Today's date is August the 25th. For the next 2 days, please refer to pages 48 to 51 under Features.
那我们今天8月25，我们要接续2天同一个主题，所以在48到51页，我们的专题特写今天要来讲什么呢？
The title is The Good Old Days of 2016 Are Back.
2016强势回归，一起重温美好往昔。
Yeah, so good old days is something we say about like, 以前好的日子我们想念一下。
黄金年代。
Yeah, good old days. Okay, so the subtitle is Look Back on a Simpler and Happier Time.
回顾更简单快乐的时光。
So 更简单，然后更快乐。So it's simpler and happier. Okay, and look back on, another word you can use, and one that is constantly used. It looks a little bit difficult, but I hope you can learn it. It's reminisce.
Reminisce.
Okay. Reminisce a simpler and happier time. R-E-M-I-N-I-S-C-E. Reminisce.
好难的字哦。
Yeah, 就怀旧。Reminisce.
Reminisce.
All right, let's get started.
The good old days of 2016 are back. At the start of 2026, a new phrase quickly spread across social media. Many users began saying 2026 is the new 2016. This trend first appeared on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. At first, it was a joke shared by young users. However, it soon became a serious cultural movement. People started to repost old photos from 2016. Others used special filters to recreate the look of that time. This trend can be seen in music and online culture. Popular songs from 2016 are being played again. Old styles, such as bright and colorful filters and mirror selfies, are returning. Even internet jokes from that year are becoming popular once more. The phrase refers to more than these visible changes. For many users, 2016 represents a broader digital atmosphere. Social media at the time felt more casual and less controlled. People shared moments from their daily lives without focusing too much on likes. Memes were simpler, and trends spread more naturally. As a result, some people now regard 2016 as a golden age of the internet. This trend shows how people use the past to shape current culture. It is not just about copying old styles, but also about bringing back a feeling that many people believe has been lost.
At the start of 2026, a new phrase quickly spread across social media.
2026年初，一句新短语迅速在社群媒体上传播开来。
Yeah, so spread just means goes a lot of different places. It goes out. It's
传播.
Distributes across social media. So across this preposition just means all over social media. And what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words often used together and it has a particular meaning. Okay, so what phrase is this? We're going to talk about it in the next sentence. Many users began saying 2026 is the new 2016.
那许多用户开始说2026是新的2016。
So that's the phrase. So that's why we put quotations around it. But if you're listening to an article, usually if we're introducing a phrase, we'll kind of pause right before we introduce that phrase so that the listener will know this is what the phrase is. Whereas if you just read it straight across, people will be like, oh, what was the phrase? What was the phrase? Okay, so let me read that sentence again. Many users began saying 2026 is the new 2016.
所以你看，老师在讲我们这个 quotation 里面要讲的这个新的 phrase 的时候，它前面有个停顿点，是帮助听的人可以去稍微重新整理一下脑袋，然后知道说，哦，原来这个新的 phrase 就是这个句子。
So what does that mean? 2026 is the new 2016. This phrase kind of reminds me of something we used to say, which is white is the new black. Why? Because in fashion, a lot of times people use the color black in their clothes to look very chic, C-H-I-C, 时髦, or to look very fashionable. But then sometimes depending on, the newest trend, 趋势, like a new color will be the new black. 就是新的时髦的颜色. So white is the new black this season. 就是说这个季节白色又流行回来了。对，才是时髦的。So 2026 is the new 2016. 就是说2026就是新的2016，就意思是说2016那个年代是很多人很怀旧的。Okay? This trend first appeared on platforms like TikTok and Instagram.
那这个趋势最初是出现在 TikTok 跟 Instagram 这两个平台上。
Yes, so trend we said is 趋势
潮流都可以。
潮流也可以。So it first appeared, so 它第一次出现 where? On platforms like TikTok and Instagram. So platform or social media platform is 个平台, right? And TikTok and Instagram, a lot of times my Taiwanese friends will say IG, right? IG.
为什么你讲起来特别可爱？
I don't know. That's what they say. I hear IG, but we usually say
the gram?
IG or
IG.
The gram or Instagram or Insta. Can I get your Insta? Okay, so there's so many different ways to say it, but just my point is if we say G in American English, we tend not to say G. Okay, we say G. Okay, 有一个更 G-E-E 的声音. It's not incorrect. It's just how people say it. Because I have had friends in America when my Taiwanese friends say, "What's your IG?" And
they don't understand.
They're like, "What?"
Oh.
Because they're just not used to hearing it like that. It's not because your pronunciation is wrong. So just remember, if people can't understand you, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you're saying it different from what they're used to. 这很重要。
因为每个人有他习惯的口音跟耳朵嘛，
yes,
对不对？
Yes.
所以就是有时候是一个语言的差异。
Exactly. All right, let's continue. At first, it was a joke shared by young users.
好，我们再退回去刚刚那个platform 的地方，那个 platform 还有月台的意思。
Oh yes,
对，因为现在大家会搭火车、搭捷运、搭高铁，那他们会说 platform A、platform B， 这个就是月台，所以平台、月台都可以用 platform 这个字。那再来回来到我们这个句子，他说，一刚开始呢，这只是年轻用户分享的 joke 玩笑。
所以这个笑话是谁去分享？是这些 young users 年轻的用者，所以
by
a joke was shared by young users. Okay, 然后 at first you could also use in the beginning.
刚开始。
However, it soon became a serious cultural movement.
然而，它很快就演变成一场震惊的 serious， 就是代表说很震惊，不是 casual， 是 serious 的一种文化运动。
Yeah, so 这个 soon in this sentence is kind of saying like in a short time. Okay, so in a short time, it became a serious cultural movement. So serious in this sentence doesn't mean 严肃的. Okay, in this sentence, it means important or significant. 有重要意义的. Okay, so you could say it soon became a significant cultural movement, and cultural is just the adjective form of culture. Okay, and what does it mean by movement? It's like a trend or something that is shared amongst a lot of people. Okay, that's what it means by movement.
就是有点像是什么一种倡议或者一种运动。
Yes. People started to repost old photos from 2016.
那人们开始重新发布2016年的旧照片。
Okay, so 这个 repost, we know that in
post 是发布。
Yeah, but in Taiwan we say po.
po 文。
Just P-O. But the word comes from post.
我没有想过。
Yeah, P-O-S-T, because we use it so much. Post. And then repost 就是重新来 po. Okay, so 才有 R-E. 很多次 R-E 的那个 prefix 它就是让我们知道重新去做一件事情。
没有人讲，那你 repo 啊？
你 repo 啊？
搞不好。
We just started a new trend. Okay, all right. Others used special filters to recreate the look of that time.
好，也有人使用特效滤镜来重现当时的风格。
So 滤镜是 filter,
Filter.
right? 这又看到 prefix re, recreate 就是 create again, 再一次
再造，
来再造 the look of the time 就是那个年代的那个样子。All right, let's take a short break. This trend can be seen in music and online culture.
在音乐和网络文化中都可以见到这个 trend 又来了，趋势。
Popular songs from 2016 are being played again.
2016年的流行歌曲再次被播放，我脑袋已经有音乐了。
Okay. It's kind of funny because I think as you get older, time kind of loses a little bit of meaning.
Yeah, but
and I mean that in the way of 2016 to me still feels very new. So when I sit down and really think about it, it's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
So but to me, because of I'm older, 10 years to me is not a long time.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So relatively speaking, to someone who is 20 years old, 10 years ago is half their life. So they're going to think that's a long time ago. But then for people like me who are close to 40,
Are you close to 40?
Yeah, turned 40 this year, but a fourth of my life. So to me, it doesn't feel as long. So when they're saying that, 2026 is the new 2016 and good old days, I'm like, oh, those are old days.
It was yesterday.
It feels like yesterday to me. So that's why this concept is very interesting. It's just a relative thing. Yeah. Okay.
对我来讲是有点 wow, because 2016 was the first year I was with my boyfriend. I mean, my husband right now. Yeah. And because in this 10 year, I became a mom of 2. So 对我来讲是有点上辈子的感觉。
Okay, well, you're still young. I'm happy for you. Okay.
Thank you.
So let's continue. Old styles such as bright and colorful filters and mirror selfies are returning.
Wow, bring back the old memories. 他说明亮多彩的滤镜和对镜自拍等旧风格回归。
Yeah, so selfies are when you take pictures of yourself. We didn't have this word selfie when I was growing up. Okay, this is something that kind of happened in the past decade or so.
完蛋了，现在那个镜头前面的那个小朋友说，what?
There's a generation gap, right? And I'm okay with it, right? So a selfie is when you take a picture of yourself. So this word now everybody knows it. And what is a mirror selfie? It's when you take a picture of yourself through the mirror. You kind of use the back lens to take a picture of yourself through the mirror's reflection.
So that happened in 2016?
Yeah, that was when it became very popular. See, it doesn't feel like it's 10 years ago, but it was 10 years ago.
我们知道。
Okay, so what does it mean that these trends or these old styles are returning? That means that these things are coming back and becoming significant or important in our nowadays time. And then another way you could say are returning is are making a comeback.
Oh, making a comeback.
Okay, 再重新再又流行起来 making a comeback. 这个 comeback 会变成一个 noun, 然后是拼成 C-O-M-E-B-A-C-K, one word, making a comeback. Even internet jokes from that year are becoming popular once more.
所以他说，甚至呢，当时社群媒体，甚至呢，那一年的就是网络笑话呢，也再一次流行起来。
Yeah, so once more just means 再一次,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's a good thing because sometimes I feel like we're always trying to have the newest trend. And as time goes by, I've noticed on social media, trends come and go. 就是来得快，去得快. And they'll be funny one day and the next day it's like, oh, you can't laugh at that anymore. It's not funny anymore. It's not
So
cool anymore. But now we're being, we're accepting these old jokes and thinking that they're relevant again. I think it's good. That way we can slow down and not always try to get on the next trend. I think it's quite tiring to do that.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
All right. So let's take a short
毕
break.
竟当时8岁的人现在才18岁嘛。
That is true. Okay, let's take a short break. The phrase refers to more than these visible changes.
那这句短语所指的远不止这些显而易见的变化。
So refers to, another verb we can use is alludes to. A-L-L-U-D-E. And we'll add an S in this sentence because the phrase is third person. Okay, so it alludes to more than these visible changes. So visible just means 你看得到的. So what's the opposite of visible? It's invisible. Just add an I-N. So we have talked about these visible changes. So what are the things that are outside of these visible changes? We'll find out. For many users, 2016 represents a broader digital atmosphere.
对于许多的用户来说，2016年代表着更广泛的数位氛围。
Yeah, so represent, another verb you can use, is symbolizes a broader digital atmosphere. Digital just means 数位的. And atmosphere is just 整个的环境. A vibe. And then broad, let's talk about the word broad, B-R-O-A-D, just means 很广泛的. Okay, but here we have a 比较, a comparison. So it's broader. And what's the opposite of broad? It's narrower. Okay, narrower in this situation. Narrow, 窄的 N-A-R-R-O-W. And then if it's a comparison adjective, it's with an E-R. Narrower.
比较
narrower. Social media at the time felt more casual and less controlled.
当时的社群媒体感觉更 casual 随意随性 and less control 更少受控制。
Yeah, so at the time 就是在当时。So social media at the time felt more casual 感觉比较休闲一点轻松一点 casual and less controlled. 所以它这有 more casual and less controlled. 这个也是可以去提到 you can do like 更多的怎样然后更少的怎样。So what does it mean? Yes. So what does it mean to be controlled? Okay, it means to 被东西控制. All right. What does it mean by controlled in this sentence, though? If you think about it, a lot of people nowadays are trying to get away from social media because it used to be like a platform where you get to know what your friends are up to. What are they doing in their lives? And it's a good way to kind of keep up with your friends and to kind of see what your friends are doing. But then because a lot of companies started to see this as an opportunity to make money, so then a lot of these people became influencers, okay? And then they start to have these products and they start to have these different things that they're trying to advertise to make money for these companies. So then the posts that you start to see start to become less about your friends and more about the products that these people or your friends are holding in the pictures because it's all just kind of like commercials for these different products. So then the feeling of disconnect started to grow and a lot of people start to feel that social media is no longer about being social. It's about how much this company or that company wants me to buy what they're trying to sell. So that's why a lot of people think that social media nowadays is not so casual. It's being controlled.
老师这一段讲得很好，因为我刚刚看到这个句子，我也是在思考为什么他会说比较control 这件事情。那老师的观点是说，因为现在的 social media 我们看到，因为大家已经把网络变成是一个他贩售的平台，可能有很多的网红，可能他会透过网络，然后让你一直看到，一直不断的看到东西。所以以前的 social media， 以前的 Facebook， 以前的 Instagram 可能是比较是我分享生活，可是现在你看到大部分都是有一个目的性的，可能在卖东西，可能在推销什么。可能他有一个目的在，所以他会觉得好像比较 control， 比较被控制，比较是被所谓的 algorithm， 就是被大数据去掌控的。
Yeah, it's being designed to fit what you want to see,
True.
but then you're not really seeing what your friends are really doing.
不然其实我们最刚开始用这种社群媒体是为了看你的朋友在做什么。
Exactly. And actually there's a whole new generation now, a whole group of kids or younger people who are kind of realizing this trend and they don't really want that. They want to be more in touch with their friends and more casual. So they're actually not even joining social media platforms like Instagram. Yeah, so I think it's quite interesting that these trends do come and go. All right, so let's continue. People shared moments from their daily lives without focusing too much on likes.
人们分享日常生活的点滴，而不在意按赞数。
Yes. So here we see that people are sharing moments. What kind of moments? Moments from their daily lives. 从他们的日常生活。然后而没有 without focusing too much. 在 focus 什么东西的身上呢？On likes.
所以 focus 的介系词要搭配 on.
Focusing on these likes. Okay, so what are likes? Just the number of
按赞
that you get. Yeah, because in Chinese we say 按赞, but in English we say likes. Okay, give me some likes. Okay, yeah, people start to care about that a lot.
而且好像还有一整群的心理学家在研究这个 like and 导赞的那种影响。
Yeah. Because they look up your analytics. Okay, like the data behind how many people come to your post and like watch your reel from start to finish. How many people share your post? How many people like your post? Yeah, it's just so many things nowadays that people pay attention to, and then it's easy to get caught up in this.
就是被局限困在里面。
Yeah. Memes were simpler and trends spread more naturally.
这个是很重要。Memes 迷因 ，OK， 不要再念奇怪的字了，拜托。好，迷因更简单，潮流也传播得更自然。
Yeah, another adjective sometimes we use is organically. Okay, so trends spread more organically.
有机
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I always use this word and then it confuses my friends here because they're like 有机的 because in Chinese, especially from the Taiwanese viewpoint, organic just really means 有机 like
它其实就是自然的意思。
对，但是我们英文会把它用成是自然的。So 我们如果说 Does your post have organic reach? 我们意思是说是不是没有打广告的方式，而是自然人家看到的 po 文，而不是被like 下钱被推播的，所以那是 organic reach。所以中文不会用这个的方式让大家知道 organic 不只会是有机。
新的潮流来啦！你的是不是有机贴文
？Yeah. We can do that. Maybe we started new trends.
我们这个影片就有机影片。
All right. As a result, some people now regard 2016 as a golden age of the internet.
因此有些人认为将2016年呢就视为网络的 golden age 黄金年代。
So regard 2016, you could also say consider 2016 to be
视为
什么 to be a golden age 就是金黄时代嘛，黄金时代 of the internet. Right.
我好像没有这么知道2016年发生什么事谢谢老师帮我们科普。
It's been a while. All right, let's take a short break. This trend shows how people use the past to shape current culture.
这种趋势显示人们如何利用过去来塑造当下的文化。
So use A to B. Okay, use the past 用过去为了做什么呢？To shape current culture. OK, 来捏造现在的文化。
shape 这边当动词，它不是形状的意思，它指的是塑形啊，捏造。
所以你也可以说 mold. OK, so use the past to mold current culture. OK, it is not just about copying old styles, but also about bringing back a feeling that many people believe has been lost.
这不仅是模仿旧风格，而更是重新找回许多人认为已经逝去的那种感觉。
其实还可以很直接讲说 it is about copying old styles and also bringing back a feeling 但是他想用一个不仅是一个对比，所以他是 it's not just about 不只是这样子，所以不只是 A， 然后也不只是 B，
又更是什么？
所以他的那个文法 it is not just about A but also B，这只是一个用法。It's just another creative way to say the same thing.
它其实就是我们国中英文学到的 not only but also.
Oh yes.
但是它有稍微做了一点点更动，就是它有点是去把句子有点复杂化，让它更有层次的感觉。
Yeah, so it's about bringing back a feeling. 这个 bringing, OK, 它是 bringing， 它后面你要假装 ing， 是 y-ing 才可以念出这个 bringing。bringing back 把这个东西带回来，这个 feeling 带回来。in 台湾我们还会说把这个 feel 带回来。
对，把 feel 带回来。
对，但是不要跟讲英文的人讲 feel， 他们会听不懂。
在台湾的外国人听得懂哦。
他们已经习惯啦。可是我说在国外的，
对啦，
对，因为我们是 feel。
没关系，我们可以把这个氛围吹过去给他们。
Of course, you never know what can be a new trend。就是说，如果他听不懂，你要知道为什么。
但 feel 应该也蛮老的了，这个讲法。
You can see my age. Okay. All right. So
维基百科查一下。
Tomorrow we're going to continue with this topic, so we hope to see you then. All right. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.